afternoon. Good afternoon, yeah.
Hey.
All right, we've got 2 sessions to go, right? We've got 2 great sessions to go. So, first, I'm going to make sure I pronounce his name correctly. I'm practicing backstage. Jorge Luis Proaño. Did I get that right? From Atlas Consulting. He's going to come up and talk to us about resolving IT operational challenges. And then we're going to have Vincent come up. And then, what's that word? Rhymes with cocktail. Cocktails after that. All right, so Jorge, come on up, please.
Hello, good afternoon, everybody. My name is Jorge. Everybody called me George for non-English speaking. Since I was 5 years old, everybody called me George. And we are from a company called Abris. We are a Temenos technology partner from Hungary, and we reside, and our headquarters is located in Budapest. So we are very happy to come here to Miami to be with all of you. And the presentation is called Resolving IT Operational Challenges. But it's basically, I'm gonna share with you how our company was born, how our solutions supporting banks in 54 countries that are using Temenos core banking, we are helping them to manage these challenges around the operations. So basically the story starts with our current director of technology. Around 15 years ago, or more than 2009, it's written there, he was the director of the core banking in a bank in Budapest in Hungary called NKB Bank. And he had a lot of challenges. He had a lot of challenges in terms of managing the department of the core banking. He had to do upgrades. He had to also manage 3 development teams at the same time, 28 environments, and 350 open tickets. For those who are managing operations in the bank, or for those who are managing these core banking operations, you might know that sometimes there are performance deteriorations in the core banking. Sometimes the cops are crashing. In some cases and conversations we had in the corridor, there are situations where the close of business process is taking longer and nobody knows why. So this type of challenges around the operations, around managing multiple environments, 3 development teams, he had it at that time. So what he had to do, he has to resolve them. But at that time, there was no an operational tool that was capable to understand the architecture of Temenos core banking. And what he put himself as a target was to resolve those issues within 1 year. So basically, he started to create for himself and his team a monitoring tool, a monitoring solution with a very simple log management. So he was capable to gather logs of all the systems of the bank, including naturally the core banking, as well as all the satellite systems like the internet banking, the mobile banking, etc. Of course, he had to do and gather data from the DB logs. Business processes were very important for him as well. And then he had the option to also monitor the interfaces of the core banking with other systems of the bank. Additionally, as you all know, when there are hiccups, I would say, with the memory, with the CPU, so he started to also monitor the infrastructure. And after, he was capable to create something that he called the trend analysis. When you have a lot of data, and then you are capable to create and analyze this data across the time, then they would have the ability to anticipate issues that might occur in the performance. And when they were able to anticipate those, the best, also what he could do was naturally to create an alerting system that was giving him a real-time alert. So he moved from reaction to prevention in order to obviously solve these problems. So then after that, about gathering that data, he was naturally able to find out the root causes of the issues, which is one of the most, I would say, one of the most important pain points that our clients currently have when they don't have tools like the ones that we develop. Finding out the root cause of the issues are very, very cumbersome. And of course, with the alerting capability, he was able to set KPIs and SLAs for him to respond back to the user of the bank. Then this was around, I was talking around the application, right? I was talking about the interfaces. I was talking about all what is related and connected to the operations of the core banking. And then after he realizes, after having all of that data, that one of the main processes that the banks run is the close of business process. So he started also to monitor the close of business, the COP as we call it, and then he realizes after running a lot of COPs that he was going to monitor the runtimes, the threads, the lockings, right? And the threads, the lockings, and the runtimes, yes, he was able to actually monitor the run of the close of business, and if something was happening with those variables, he was able actually to anticipate a COP crashing, for example. Then, one of the beauties was also that when he was running these COPs, many of our clients, before our solutions, they have to create statistics and reports completely manually. So the tool that he created was creating statistics around the COPs, so we could compare, or he could compare, like what we used to say, apples to apples. Daily COPs with daily COPs, monthly COPs with monthly COPs, and he was able actually to reduce the time of the COP by 30%. And again, the same thing, he also connected the alerting capability to the COP running, so the operator didn't have to be in front of the screen, because the alerting was able to reach the operator via mobile phone or via email, or to connect to any ticketing system, so the person didn't have to be in front of the screen running the COP. Then he improved the COP by 30%, as I said, more stricter SLAs, and again, if something was happening with the running, he was able to anticipate and find out the root cause of the COP. So then, this is how our tool was born, I would say, in 2012. Then we had, at that time, it was starting with a monitoring tool, the COP monitoring capability, and the COP analyzer, which is the one created to have this trend analysis. And then, something that he realized after having all this data, right? He has tons of data about his system, his application, the interfaces. He was able, with confidence, to automate what we call T24 processes, Temenos core processes. And then he added the automation capability on top of the monitoring architecture in order to automate processes. So the tool also runs and helps our clients to run the close of business fully automated, including pre-COP and post-COP tasks. And by the way, if you remember, it's also monitored. And then the last one is service level management. He had issues around that some of you may encounter, other processes of the bank. Treasury, right? So transaction at 10 a.m. is not going, loan applications or balance inquiries are timed out. So he created the service level managers in order first to find out what was going to happen to the core banking performance if there was an error in another system. So this was how GAMMA, our flagship solution, was born. I said also that he had to manage 28 environments, right? These environments, he had to manage 3 development teams. So these development teams were deploying code in those environments, and it was very difficult to control what they were releasing in those environments. So this is This is the another part of the story, how he resolved that challenge. So he resolved that challenge by creating another solution that we call it New Development Control System, NDCS. And then this solution has 3 pillars. The first pillar is called the version control, as the name would say. It gives the ability that all the versions that those teams are developing are being safe, and they would know exactly what sort of version is being released in what sort of environment. It's very difficult, I understand. It's very difficult for development teams to manage the dependencies between development environments, right? So this capability of handling the dependencies between environments also was there because it has actually an impact on the business processes of the bank. Managing the environments are already mentioned, and then when he was able to know the dependencies, manage the roles within the team, exactly what was deployed in the UAT and the SIT in prod before promotion, then he was able actually to automate the process. Then he had a proper environment management, so he had automated the deployments, and this was actually how NDCS, which is New Development Control System, was born. So he started that in Hungary in 2009, and as of today, these solutions are being used by banks in 54 countries. Some of the banks, they have multiple entities across several countries. One of the largest banks that we have user is a bank in Ethiopia. They have 42 million clients and 1,982 branches. And we have clients that they have 11 multiple banks in different countries, and all of them managing the Temenos core with our solution. Alright, then one of the things that we always encounter as a challenge from clients that we are talking for the very first time is why we have merged a monitoring tool with an automation tool, right? And all is around, and the reason why he did that was because he was already, with the monitoring capability, he knew exactly, and he had the knowledge of what's happening in his system, data. Then, when he was having the data and knowing exactly what was happening with the interface transactions, with the user activity, and with the operational processes, he was able to set up KPIs. And you may remember, and you may know this, if you set up wrong KPIs, you will get a lot of false positives. But then when he has that data very well managed and knows the system very well, he can set up these KPIs in the right way. Then after setting these KPIs, he can set up rules in order to, and he can retrain these rules in order to automate more processes around the operation. And then this is my last slide, but I guess this is the most important slide because for some of you that you know us, we have been with these tools for the last 15 years in the Temenos ecosystem. That's why we are present in 54 countries. But where do we want to go? We want to go to something that is called AIOps. And this is very simple. We have, and this is the summary of, I think, the whole presentation. At the moment, we are capable to, and our banks, our users are capable, they know exactly what's going on in their system. And what we want to go is that the system, as is automating processes and discovering issues, will be able to resolve those issues automatically. And then we need to incorporate artificial intelligence in order that those issues will be resolved themselves when they are discovered. So basically, these elements on the right side, as we used to say, is like The system at the moment is when we go to the doctor to have a blood test, right? We got a blood test, and if the doctor discovered a specific health issue, it will send you to more exams. So that's what the tool is gonna be doing. It will discover an issue, it will automatically go and do more in-depth analysis, and once the tool knows that, it will resolve the issue. At the moment, our development teams are working on having this capability inside of our solutions in order to have naturally this auto-resolve capability. What we can do now is basically, if the client discovers any issue and the resolution of the issue is the same, at the moment the tool is capable to automate this resolution, and when it happens, the tool itself will resolve it. But we want that this, what I'm telling you, is going to happen and done by the AI capability, right? So this is going to be the future of our tools. My last sentence is we would like to invite you to talk to us in the booth G5 outside. I'm coming with our CEO, Jorge, and our partners from Catharsis, who are also experts on performance tuning. And they, as a performance tuning partner, they are actually using our tool to serve their clients in order to improve the performance of the operations. That's my presentation. Thank you very much. And